It's WSA TV, the women's premiere show. And we have a special edition because we have founder Gail Watson with us. Hi, Gail.
Hi.
And what I'm so excited about today is that we're talking about your story. Your story is a pathway to success, in fact. And Women's Speakers Association has been publishing women's stories for over 4 years through our publishing arm. And women are, what we're seeing, women are elevating their visibility and their success exponentially. Right, Gail?
Absolutely. It's really exciting to see because, as we all know, our stories are the most powerful part to us. And it is what launches our business for sure.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that. Like, what happens? What is this? How can a woman's story elevate this success, carve a pathway?
hmm Well, there's different stages, of course, to when we're coming out with our story. Some of us are at a point where we're really finding and owning what our message is. Others of us are really into that place of, hey, we're ready to market it and monetize it and get it out there. And others are in that place where they're really wanting to leverage it more and go broader. We have examples of all of those for sure. But just really touching on those early stages, if you're somebody who's really, you have your ideas, you want to put yourself out there in business, and you're wanting to get out and market yourself, one of the fastest ways is to put your message in a book. Now, sometimes doing a full book can be really, really challenging. So an easy way to leverage or to accelerate that experience is when you simply share a story into something like Voices of the 21st Century, because that's what it's designed for, to get you out there. If you're somebody who's more established in your business, but you need to take it up a notch, right? Break out there a little bit more, get yourself out there speaking. A book gives you that. And what we're really finding is Voices of the 21st Century is a really powerful calling card to individuals because it covers multiple stories, and it's the voices of women from around the world. So we find that media is really enjoying this book and attaching to people when they start to approach media with it, which in turn gives you a lot more visibility. So books definitely give you, having a book, not only is it a product, right, that you can sell, you can monetize, but it is absolutely a great tool for getting you onto more stages because it lends that credibility.
Especially when you have your own name on it, and you also have 30 to 50 other women marketing you. It's like,
Yeah.
Great. And I love, seeing the successes of our women authors. Should we share some of that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we have a clip here from Dr. Janet Sawyer, who has actually been in multiple Voices of the 21st Century and continues to share her message annually. So let's introduce you. This is Dr. Janet Sawyer, and we can run this, what she says.
Great.
Last year, I was able to get involved with the Voices of the 21st Century, passionate women who make a difference. And it was 40 women that came together through WSA. And we all met on Zoom, and we had a story to tell. And I know there are people out there, oh, I have a story. Well, maybe people don't want to hear my story. And you could be so wrong. You're just so wrong about that, because we all have a story to share. And I remember us coming together on Zoom once a month and hearing about each other's story and how insecure we were and how we didn't know what to do. And is somebody really going to want to read our story? And we encouraged each other. 40 women around the world encouraging each other to have the courage enough to write a 3.5-page story that's going to totally impact somebody's life. But I didn't take it as seriously. I enjoyed the interaction. I had a good time with meeting all these women. I really, really didn't understand the impact that it was going to have on my life. And so we went through the book launch and we celebrated, and it was so exciting, and the support all along the way. You never are alone. You get to come together and meet. Things that you have to post on to help launch the book are already written for you. All you have to do is copy it, put your name, the title of your story, the hashtags are there. You pop it into your Facebook, your Instagram, or whatever platform you use, and boom, the picture of the book shows up. That's kind of exciting because I don't know how to do all that, but they already take you through. The support is unbelievable. But I'll never forget when it really hit me that I had done something wonderful. And that was, I got a box, and I opened the box, and I had my book, and it had my name on it. And I felt it, and I could not believe that I had done this. And then it was an international bestseller book. And now I can call myself a #1 international best-selling author. It did something to my confidence that I can never explain. And so what I did is I sent my books to all my family members, and I told them about my experience. And then all of a sudden, I had people calling me. How did you get involved? Well, I joined the Women's Speakers Association. Oh, JJ, I don't want to be a speaker. And so I want to address that comment. Women's Speakers Association is about speaking. And at first it was about being on stage and maybe doing podcasts and things like that. But what I found is that we all speak all the time. We're either speaking to our children, we're either speaking to our coworkers. It was more than just getting on stage. It was more about understanding who you are, how you show up, how do you describe yourself? It makes you go through all those kinds of things. And so it's so much bigger than the name that says Women Speakers Association. So I started to share that with them, and they started to go, huh. So then, of course, they became part of the book. And so there are 3 others I was able to bring along with me for the new book called Women's, Voices of the 21st Century, Women Who Rise and to Make a Difference. So that's what message I would like to leave for you. You have a story, and somebody needs to hear it. Somebody needs to hear it. My first story was called I'm Here. Now what? And the answer to that question led me to write my own book, published by WSA, called Mirroring Your Vision. This book, that story, people reached out to me from all over, and they got the book. And I'm getting stories from people about how they use my 8 steps to help identify exactly what your purpose is for today, moving forward, and how it's changed their life. Just that one story, 3.5 pages. Your story is important too. So I really encourage everybody and anybody, and especially if you want to be with women that are just like you, scared to death, but do it anyway. Thank you.
Powerful.
Wow.
Right?
I know, it made me tear up a bit there. She is an amazing woman. Amazing.
When we put a story down on paper and we take that courageous step to put it out there, stuff happens. Like with JJ, she wrote her own book. She made a difference and a bigger impact, and she got over some blocks to her own success. And we have lots of stories like that, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking just right now as I listen to JJ's words and how it putting those 3.5 pages into the book, and then it launched her, gave her the confidence of what she needed, and the process of how to write her own book. We see this a lot. I'm thinking of Tracy Eamon right now, who had a personal cancer journey, kept it very secret, didn't really want to share it. and did. And her 3.5 pages launched her into giving her the confidence and the knowledge of how to move forward. And she went into her A Silver Lining of Cancer book. And this book has taken off. And I tell you, Tracy is impacting so many people, other people right now about, she's created platforms on Clubhouse and Facebook groups where people can gather and share their silver linings to take away that the positives within their life when life treats them, gives them a bad hand, you know?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Lucky Lordson, another a quiet, humble woman on a mission to better the lives of seniors, to give more understanding to the public. She didn't know how to market herself. I mean, it wasn't what she did in life. And having the book and being taught how to use the book as part of her business, she's been getting book signings. I mean, during COVID, she was getting book signings. She's listed in bookstores. And in her words, which have moved me deeply, have been, it's opened doors I didn't even know existed, is what she said. I'm thinking of Charmaine Hammond. Now, this is somebody who's been in the speaking world for a very long time, very popular. She wrote a book 11 years ago about her dog, Toby. And it is now a movie coming out. I mean, and she continues to come into Voices of the 21st Century to use it as leverage to keep her books alive. You know, she believes the book on that first day is just born, but it's about keeping it alive. And in fact, she is our number one trainer. She's the one who guides us within Voices, and she gives so much information during that time, and then also takes people deeper dive to help them create the book as a business. So it's giving you revenue stream, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. Paula Kramer, I'll conclude with her, is that she's on a mission, breaking the stigma of mental health. Her challenge was getting media attention. This was a big message that needed to come out. And wow, what a rock star she is. Every time I look into our Facebook community of authors, she's sharing, she's in this newspaper, she's getting interviewed by this TV station, this radio station. I mean, she is really taking that knowledge and she's putting it out there. And because of that, her 3.5, her 3 pages in the book, she is able to draw attention to mental health and breaking the stigma, fueling her mission to do that. And that is just powerful. The fact that she can inspire and influence others that way. And a big part of this journey, as JJ mentioned in that video, it's scary. We go in scared, and we go in believing that our story doesn't matter. We're talking about the major amount of people going into that book. That's how we're feeling. And one thing that's really eased that way is having a phenomenal project manager. This project manager just happens to be Laura Rubenstein, who's here. So, I mean, JJ talked about everything is basically done for you. You copy, paste, put it in. But Laura, one of the biggest things that I hear from the authors afterwards is how you made them feel, how easy you made them feel, took away fears, all that. Can we hear a little bit more about what you do, the magic that you put in?
Yeah, it really, when I got involved with the Voices books, I was like, this is great. And what's really great about it is so much can be done for the authors if they do what Janet said, was focus on your story, your 3-page story. We even have editor, right? So I make sure that you know who the editor is, when your story is due, you get support through, we do a monthly training call, and it's really a social connect and training call. So you get to connect with your community of authors to support each other. You can choose a writing buddy if you like. And we have a communication portal that tells you, okay, it's time to do this. Here's the next thing that's due. Here's the next call that's coming up. Here's your next, like Janet said, here's your script for, the copy written for you for your social posts. Here's what you need to do next. And we're guiding you constantly. And then we're bringing in once a month people like you said, Gail, Charmaine Hammond, Tracy Eman, to do social media, to talk to you about how to market your book before it's published. So yeah, we are talking about every year we do a Voices of the 21st Century book. This is this year's book that came out in February, right before International Women's Day. Every author gets their name on this book with Gail's. They also get their own picture. So it looks like that, you get your picture and your bio on your own book, and you've got it by International Women's Day. Because if your message is meant to impact a woman or somebody who loves women, then this is the book for you to be in, even if you're an experienced author or you're just starting out. I put a chapter in because I wanted 40 other women to be marketing me and my forthcoming book. Like, duh, So I love nurturing people through the process of letting them know, you got this, we'll help you get it looking really great, sounding really great. And then all the way to now what do? You have a book, now what, right? And then if you want to go deeper and make it a multiple revenue stream, Charmaine's there. She's got a whole program lined up for you to take it to the next level. She gives us so much in the year process of this Voices book that you're so ready to take it to the next level. Right? Or you don't have to. It's up to you what your goals are with this. But I'm here to support people through that, answer the questions, make their journey easy so they don't, they get it done, because so many of us have a book in us. Many of us have just a story in us, even, that if we just get started, that's what I've heard from women. It got me started on the path. Or it took me to a new book, like Zan Johns. She wrote another book that her contribution, she's the opening poem in this book, right?
Yes.
She's a poet and a writer, and now it just expanded her mind for so much more. So if you don't know where to go with your business, or you don't know what to focus on that was really going to give you that leverage, get your name out there, position you as a thought leader, open doors that you didn't even know were there, and you're kind of feeling like you don't know what, this Voices of the 21st Century book has been a door opener for so many women. So I thought we can let people know. I know we have just a small window of time, but how do they get involved?
Because we are still looking for 14 authors, 14 stories. So it's a really easy process. If you go to the site, voicesofthe21stcentury.com. You'll see some information there, meet some other authors, hear what they have to say. But you'll also see what the whole program includes, because this is a collaborative book. We share in the costs of producing the book, and we share in the marketing, which is the most powerful. So we leverage one another. It is true collaboration in action. And just simply fill out the application. Every applicant I will reach out to you, and we'll talk. And we'll talk about your story to see if it's a fit, right? Our theme for our book coming up is about caring, conscious women who want to make a difference. We've just gone through an upsetting time that have rocked some of us to our core, and in different ways. And this is about how we want to rebuild. What do we want to put back into this world? And our world, remember, can be the globe, as big as the globe. It could be our country. It could be our community, but it can also be ourselves. What are we putting back in? We are our world as well. So really interested in your story, really interested in something that you want to share, put forward to this world. Because this is a book that becomes part of history. And if we fast forward generations from now and people are researching women during this time and what we went through, or what are our lessons, what are we pushing forward, this is how your voice gets heard. And I'd really love to invite you to just submit. Let's just talk about it. No commitment. Let's just talk about it. Voices of the 21st Century www.sawyersbook.com. But we have to hustle because this closes within the next 2 weeks. So please, if you're listening now, fill out that application and let's chat.
I can't wait to hear your stories and be with you and nurture you through this process. It's one of the most easiest, most nurturing ways to elevate your success, carve a pathway to your success with your story. Thanks, Gail.
Thank you, Laura,
We'll see
for
you.
everything that you do.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you for providing the opportunities for women to express themselves, bring their message out, and make a difference. So I can't wait to work with all the authors we have.
Yeah, they're
coming in.
amazing.
Yeah, they are amazing. And you'll love this community. This people, especially in this time, we're post-pandemic, we're coming out and we want to connect more. And that's what we'll help you do. So we'll see you in the book.
All right. Bye.
Bye.